Alrighty, hello and welcome everybody to tonight's fantastic, even more explosive dino action. Hopefully you're all doing well, watching right now. Later on, if it is in the morning, as always, I hope you got some good sleep. But Goreclaw and Ronus's Monument, I was inspired last night because I still just kept getting the job done, as I often do with Tyrannosaurus Rex, a big dino, hard to deal with. Carnage Tyrant as well. I want to play these even more, but also help out the other creatures, help out Marauding Raptor getting trample on this whenever it is buffed. Victor, how's it going? Hopefully all is well. Yeah, mixing it up a little bit tonight. Ronus's Monument, I think this is an absolutely fantastic option, at least for this variation. Legendary artifact for 3 green creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Effectively, that reads creature spells you cast costs 1 less to cast, because other than Marauding Raptor, every single creature in the deck is at least green or part green with Regis or Alpha. So it certainly seems lovely. And whenever we cast a creature spell, another creature gets +2/+2 and trample, which is where it's all at. Marauding Raptor, oftentimes, certainly a few times last night, was sitting at a 8-3, a 6-3, even a 6-3 would be fantastic, giving this +2/+2, making it an 8-5 trample, getting through a ton of damage right there. But possibly Ronus's Monument helping to cast multiple things a turn after we play it with that cost reduction. Goreclaw maybe is reduced to 3. That's pretty sweet. Playing this for 3. Then with Goreclaw's ability, reducing creatures with power 4 or greater by 2 +1. Oh, we'd be playing Regis or Alpha for 2. All these big things for super cheap. Hopefully multiple things in a turn, and hopefully they all have haste, or most of them do. But that's the basic idea tonight. Elevate everything that's in the list. Make it scarier with trample, either with Ronus's ability or Goreclaw's ability. Whenever Goreclaw attacks, each creature you control with power 4 or greater gets +1/+1 in trample. So increase the power here, make them cost less. Increase the power, make them cost less. That is the theme. Definitely though, the sideboard has changed quite a bit. I want to shore up the painful matchups I had last night. Golgari Aristocrats, sacrificing stuff, chipping away, making us lose life, they gain life. I didn't like that, so increasing the interaction with 3 copies of the lovely Domri Anarchobolus, the fantastic Swiss Army Knife. Beautiful, beautiful stuff indeed. And Ripjaw Raptor, well, we got more interaction, and this is definitely quite helpful against those aggro matchups. Mono-white humans, especially. Domri, Ripjaw fighting, drawing a card as always. Lovely stuff. And then Anger of the Gods. Brotherhood's End, that could be better sometimes, but I like the fact that it gets around death triggers. If we face that Golgari Aristocrats deck again, or anything that cares about creatures that die, this stops that. The creatures still die, which is true, but they don't go to the graveyard. Any death triggers just don't happen when creatures are exiled instead, which is quite lovely stuff. Happy to bring it in, happy to hose that Aristocrats deck. Watch me face back-to-back Celestia Angels. That would suck. But we've got aggro covered. Tranquil Throwback, artifacts, enchantments, and graveyards. Ripjaw, aggro, a little bit of mid-range potentially, slowing down their aggression. Domri, more interaction, so I think that's enough angles covered here. And we just start off with the fantastic plan of playing big stuff for cheap and too much power for the opponent to deal with. I say we get into it. Oh boy. I want to see an explosive Tyrannosaurus Rex 10-10. Maybe I have Tyrannosaurus Rex out already. I play it plus another creature. T-Rex goes to a 10-12. 12 potentially. That's going to get nasty for sure. Oh boy. the damage is going to be piling up. Just like those French fries. Frying opponents to a crisp with Anger of the Gods. Ugh. Well, that's not happening. Oh no. Too bad it wasn't 2 lands. Yeah, Thunderherd Migration, turn 2. Okay, well, that's, hey, certainly a lot better. Play it safe, send Regis or Alpha to the bottom, and keep all these lovely lands. Huntmaster plus Marauding, I think there's a very good chance we get something bigger, explosive. But it does seem we're potentially facing down Grixis Control, mid-range, something like that. It might be dragons, actually. Okay, well, that is the ultimate fantastic thing. They killed Huntmaster. I just redrew a copy. We can play basically anything at this point, especially if both of those live. Regisaur, Shifting, Carnage Taunt, possibly. But I imagine at least what... Oh, okay. Well, just keep drawing lands. Again, there is 22 in the list. So chip away. Nothing differently you can do. Oh, we've got Grixis, Torrential Gearhulk, potentially. Transmogrify. Oh, no. Okay, well, Tranix Rex, there we go. We finally got a heavy hitter. Yeah, I'll take it. Hopefully that does the trick. Of course, I wouldn't imagine that Dwarf is going to block. They're going to use Transmogrify and or Indomitable Creativity coming up this turn. Possibly Atraxa, but seeing Magma Opus, I do... Well, they're dead. Okay. But we know what we have to do. Has to be Tranquil Frillback. When you see Magma Opus, you expect Torrential Gearhulk. If I didn't see that, maybe I would think it's just a general Transmogrify, exile a creature they control, and then exile the top cards of their library, and they put a creature onto the battlefield. The first creature. The only creatures in the list or the deck are big, powerful things, but this is definitely Torrential Gearhulk. Cheating out that Magma Opus. We're hopefully going to catch him off guard with Tranquil Frillback. Get rid of the graveyard. Nothing for the Gearhulk to cheat out. And Tranquil Frillback just destroys the Gearhulk because it is an artifact creature. That would be the ultimate thing. Boom. A 2-in-1. Plus gaining 4 life is quite fantastic as well. Maybe they used an earlier Magma Opus. They hit us for 4 damage. Part of Magma Opus's ability, dividing 4 damage among any number of targets. Boom. 4 life. Gearhulk destroyed. Graveyard exiled. That's coming in. Big time. Trim and Goreclaw. I think I can do that. Ronus's Monument, of course, does reduce the Frillback. But Goreclaw doesn't reduce Frillback because it has a power of 3. Domri, I probably want Domri, come to think of it. No. Imagine they have some counter spells, but they probably want to do their own thing for the most part. Trimagalta, we still have a copy at least, some chance to see her. But I definitely wanted to keep the Carnage Tyrants and Tranix Rexes in. Oh boy. I was a little bit sad, I must say, seeing a land after land starting off getting flooded, but when you have 4 Carnage Tyrants and 4 Tranix Rexes in the list, there's a pretty good chance you're going to see one of them at some point, or Shifting, or you see a lovely hand like this. Hopefully they don't counter it. They're on the play, so they might have 2 untapped and a counter spell. Fortunately, they don't have a source of blue yet. Oh, 2 red. That is where it's at. Maybe they're looking to kill some cheap creature. Well, we're just not going to be doing that. Can't counter this. I'm thinking Topiary Stomper next turn. Possibly Ronus's Monument. We got to exile the Magma Opus, actually. I imagine they're going to counter somebody. They could get Torrential Gearhulk next turn. Feel they have a counter spell? Let me think. You know what? I'm going to go with Ronus's monument. Okay, okay. They might destroy it, unfortunately. Prismari command. There it is. Interesting, they didn't make a treasure, so they're probably playing another Dwarven Mine to make the token, transmogrify on... Oh, okay. Well, now I can safely go Tranquil Frillback, which is just absolutely lovely. I feel they're going to do painful stuff next turn. And I can do Tranquil Frillback's ability twice. Destroy Fable, so they can't sculpt their hand, which is lovely, and exile the graveyard. This is the ultimate painful thing. Done. Man, it's a 2-for-1. Doesn't get much better than that. A little bit too late there, buddy. Okay, I think that bought us some time. Pretty sure it did. Yeah, I like it. Definitely Huntmaster. See if they have a counter spell. Hopefully that's not the case. They're probably preparing for Topiary Stomper, which, you know, we'll do. Maybe draw out that counter spell, and then Regis or Alpha can enter a little bit safer. However, it landed, which is lovely stuff. We get to 7 lands. Topiary Stomper can block, but I think Gearhulk is coming down. Something. Huh. Fine by me. Good stuff. They're still not doing a whole lot. They don't have a Magma Opus in the graveyard, and that's where it's at. Oh, Castle Garenbrig to boot. Now the question becomes, I can't go Regisaur, Topiary Stomper, and Galta. Well, I'll at least go Castle Garenbrig for sure. Let's get the 6 green. 6, 7, 8, 9. Certainly try for Regisaur here. Hopefully get to attack with Topiary Stomper. Good stuff. I'm liking this. I would imagine we'll get Galta next turn, as long as they don't have... there we go. Phew. Yeah, perhaps they were ready and waiting to go with Torrential Gearhulk. Setting up for the next turn. They only had 1 treasure, so they can't counter something. Boom. Grind to a halt. Or maybe they were a few turns that they would have gotten Gearhulk, but I stopped the sculpting. They would have sent 2 cards discarded, and then they would have drawn 2, and that would have been 2 turns ahead, and they might have seen it. Maybe. Well, that's a good way to start. Blood Edge MTG. Rakdos midrange is my guess, with the Rakdos Lord of Riot's avatar. Oh. That hand is quite stunning indeed. We got Castle Garenbrig, 4 lands, Thunderherd Migration, Thunderherd getting us a turn ahead, Castle Garenbrig also a turn ahead to see Carnage Tyrant on turn 4, if all goes well, and I think it will. Spell Pierce. Okay. Okay, what do we got going on here? Dimir Control for sure. Well, Castle Garenbrig it is. I still think there's a good chance we get to some of these things. Soaring Thought Thief is going to be a little bit painful. At least they don't have too many bodies. Oof. They're getting rid of Shifting Ceratops, or maybe the Carnage Tyrants, because they see the 4th land with Karplusan Forest, and they might be getting a little bit worried. Oh boy, they better hope we don't draw the 5th land coming up. That's going to be nasty. Gotta go as fast as possible. Oh, they milled things that aren't land. Draw land. Oh my goodness. They might make me sacrifice it, which is perfectly alright. Shieldred's Edict. We got another one coming up, or potentially Tyrannox Rex if I draw the 6th land. I still think we could... Right, oh, yeah, you're going to run out. Oh boy, here goes nothing. Mill in 2 lands, okay, that's alright, that's alright. Oh, and it's another land. Go time, let's go. Bing, bang, boom. T-Rex for the win. Another Shieldred's Edict. Oh, no more Shieldred's Edict. They have to do 9 damage to me next turn. Or take out Tyrannox Rex. That's about it. They have to do something very good or they're dead. And they certainly could. Well, there's not a whole lot, come to think of it. They would have to have 2 Shieldred's Edict. Oh, they got him. Powered through 2 Thoughtseizes in absolutely fantastic fashion right there. Nothing you can do. And you can see how, we got fortunate, got lucky, but I didn't need Ronuses or Goreclaw to get there. So perhaps these 4 cards could be switched out for something that still supports everything else in the deck and getting these things out. Potentially 4 Domries. It is ramp. It is increasing the power. It is interaction. That could be nice as well. You see a second Domry, you do something with the first one, you play the second one, you fight. 5 ways, hey, oh, nuts. I wish the notifications were better. I'll still, continue to post it on the Discord. Hopefully you can stick around for a little bit at least before you have to head out and pass out. Has been pretty fantastic so far, I must say. Smoking Dimir Control. I will trim Galta though. Bring in Domri. All Domri? No, I'm going to trim Goreclaw. I want Tranquil Frill back. Yeah. Tranquil Frill back. We're going to exile our own graveyard, so there's nothing in it. And we turn off a lot of the things, again, that the rogues do. They want us to have at least 8 cards in our graveyard to do their stuff. And, I mean, that hand is lovely. I expect Huntmaster is going to go down to something. If it does, that's good. They don't have a turn 1 Thoughtseize, which is very nice indeed. Yeah, just cross your fingers. Oof. Well, that's a little bit rough. Oh my goodness. We're already at 6 in the graveyard. Painful. Thunder and Migration. Hopefully that leads to Tranquil Frillback next turn. I'm going to reveal a thing that isn't Tranquil Frillback. And they would be worried otherwise. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, we're not dead yet, but we will turn off some of the stuff they've done. I hope. Make them a little bit less painful. At least they won't get... Oh, they might get 8 here. Nuts. Well, Tranquil Frillback will block the Thieves Guild Enforcer. We only take 3 this turn, which is pretty nice, if they even attack with the Enforcer at all. Buy ourselves a bit of time. However, a mill is rough. Yes, yes. I'm thinking Anger of the Gods would be quite nice. We take out Scavenger, every creature that they have. Reach, of course, would be nice, but just a lot of the flying sometimes is hard to deal with. Let me think. Basically dead next turn, unfortunately. Yeah. Hey, you can see how they get enough bodies. Exiling my own graveyard sometimes isn't enough to get the job done. I'm gonna go for anger. Yeah. Trim Tranquil Frillback, it's kind of nice. But for a lot of the times when I was using Frillback, I wasn't always using a sweeper. It was just single target interactions, so I'm thinking this would be good. Definitely. Or we just get one of these big scary dinos as well. Yeah. Alrighty, let's see that Anger of the Gods. Hopefully the mana is consistent to cast it. Anger requiring 2 red. Sometimes it's going to be a little bit awkward, perhaps. Ugh, I don't like that. But I do like shifting. I'm going to keep it. I think it'll work out. Getting something for 2 or 3. Topiary, Thunderherd Migration, Marauding Raptor, Otepic Huntmaster. Getting the turn 3 shifting Ceratops would be pretty good. Ugh. We're saying goodbye to shifting Ceratops. There's the Topiary Stomper. Fantastic. I hope it survives. Hopefully nothing bad happens. Cross my fingers they don't have a counter spell, but I expect... Oh, okay. Maybe making us sacrifice it, perhaps. Or they wanted to flash in somebody. But, Anger of the Gods, I need 2 sources of red, so we're there. With the Mountain and Stomping Ground. Next turn, Regisaur Alpha, and I have 2 Regisaur Alphas as well. And that's going to be painful. Maybe they have a counter spell. Hopefully they don't. They do. Okay. We got another one ready and waiting. If I get Castle Garenbrig, I get Tranix Rex. Just go with another one. Live. Oh, okay, good, good. We know they don't have a counter spell. Potentially it is a Censor again, which we could have paid the extra 1. We've got better bodies than they have. That's okay. Mill a bunch of stuff. Hopefully draw land coming up here. You can do it. Oof. I'm just going to go Carnage Tyrant instead. Beautiful. Yeah, it would have been nice with the 7th land. Attacking with Topiary Stomper plus casting Tranix Rex there. But we're just going all out. Smacking them as hard as possible. I think we got it here. They don't know there's a Regisaur Alpha. We can't yet cast Tranix Rex. 5. 11. Almost. Maybe they can make us lose 1 life. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Oh, Shieldred. Okay, okay. That was pretty good. That was pretty good, I must say. Nuts. Close. Man. Almost had them. They won by the skin of their teeth. Oh, man. Super, super close. But we're definitely still getting there quite often with the big dinos. Yeah, I'll tweak that sort of flex spot to 3 Goreclaws, Ronus's Monument. Fiddle around with that. I still think Ronus's Monument. I should try that for quite some time. Maybe 2 copies. Something like that. Something that does multiple things. Making stuff less, making other things more powerful. Yeah. Yes, down to the wire. 1-1 is pretty sweet. Oof, and that hand is not. And that hand is even worse. And that hand is the keeper, finally. You know what? I'm going to send those to the bottom. At the moment, I will get Goreclaw on turn 3, if all goes well. And that could be better than shifting Ceratops for the most part. Well, maybe we won't get Goreclaw. Huntmaster to draw out a counterspell. I'm going to take the benefit of Thunderherd Migration, try and ramp instead. It's going to be... Hey, we drew out something. So we may have been able to get Huntmaster down, but it still wouldn't have powered out anything. Thunderherd, if it happened, would have potentially gotten Goreclaw. Now we got Huntmaster at least. And they can't do anything to it, which is quite nice. But it does seem to be Esper Control. That's going to be even more painful, adding in black. Ugh, lots of removal. Hope for the best. Interesting. I imagine they would have removal for somebody or a sweeper. Next turn, of course, could be quite devastating. Yeah. I imagine it's going to be a sweeper. This has to be. They have to do something to someone. Yeah. Used to it. One more land and we get T-Rex though. That's pretty good. Take out Teferi next turn if we draw that 6th land. Definitely. Land, you can do it. Oh boy. Oh boy, there it is. There it is. Bing bang boom. T-Rex coming down once again. Can't counter. Can't target. Teferi's dead. And hopefully they don't have a second copy in hand. Nothing too much, Victor. Dimir Rogues, actually it was a picture-perfect finish, I must say. I took them down to 1, and then they played some stuff. They took me down to 1 and then played Shieldred to finish me off. If they hadn't played Shieldred, I would have killed them the following turn. But yeah, it ended up 1-1, me dead. But it was good. It was good. Imagine they'll sweep again. They don't have a sweeper. This is a very positive thing. They don't have Settle the Wreckage, of course. They would have waited till we attacked. Sometimes I've seen people have been starting out with Settle the Wreckage. Yeah. Oh, good. Good. Another T-Rex would be lovely. At the very least, Galta is coming up. Possibly countered. We'll see what happens. Bah. That's okay. I imagine they'll be either sweeping or removing T-Rex. They certainly have enough mana at this point, unfortunately. Interesting. Yeah, I got 4. Let's see another one. It is going to be an uphill battle, certainly with all the lands they have out. Oh yeah, no, I'm not coming back from that. Maybe if I had drawn a Shifting or a Regis or Alpha, a body that would have had haste, it would have been nice. Oh yeah, oh yeah. If it was a body, see how it was feeling, but... Okay, Domianical Bolus, coming up. Ronus's Monument, trim that. Maybe. You know what, I'll keep Domri out. Nox, how's it going? Hopefully all is well. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it the same. I was thinking Tranquil Throwback, maybe if they get to Shark Typhoon, possibly. Might be nice to take it out. Okay. Oh, beautiful. getting the Topiary Stomper, I hope. Hopiary Stomper, I guess, is what I should call it. Lots of good stuff right here. Alrighty, at least we'll be oh, they don't have a counter spell. That happened absolutely instantly. We're off to the races, folks. Maybe they have a counter spell here. I'm going to try for Goreclaw because it makes everything else nasty and scary. And I got another copy in my hand. That's okay. See what happens. Try and do as much damage with as little as possible to draw out the sweeper and then play a bunch of stuff the following turn. That's alright. Bear, yes, Nox. Tonight is 3 copies of Goreclaw. Makes pretty much everything else cheaper, bigger and better if they have power 4 or greater. Yes, it is. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Thunderherd Migration, though? Maybe. Actually, what am I thinking? I can go Goreclaw plus Shifting Ceratops, which I do like. However, no. Thunderherd Migration. Let's get the lands. Let's be nice and stable. Let's play Shifting this turn. Actually, I'm going to play Goreclaw. See what they do. If they sweep, they sweep. But they see other painful stuff, so they might not sweep and do something that isn't a sweeper this turn. Maybe. They got decisions to make. Kahira. Well. I can enter tapped. Oh boy. What? Oh. This is yep. This is good stuff. Maximum aggression. Boom. Do as much damage as possible. I love it. That's okay. Oh, Dino cost reduction, yes. We'll see, though. It could be very painful next turn. I just hope they don't have the sweeper. Cross my fingers. Oh, they do. We've got Tranix Rex, Carnage Tyrant, another Regisaur, another Shifting. So much stuff with haste to keep up the pressure, and now they have to deal with Shifting next turn. If they don't, they die. Oh, Dino. Dino cost reduction is where it's at. The core of Dinos, I would say, is Dino cost reduction. Yeah. Sometimes you max out on the cost reduction, it becomes redundant with other stuff, but maybe... Oh, the Regal Carousel. To make some cat tokens to gain some life. This is a fantastic addition to Azorius Control, Esper Control, whatever it is, Bant Control. A little bit painful. Carnage Tyrant certainly is nice, though. But certainly I'll keep up the pressure with Shifting. Just get rid of the cats. The Regal Carousel is not going to block Shift. Oh, it is. Yeah, that does make sense whatsoever. Certainly as the tokens. I would have been very happy if the Carousel had blocked. Oh, it is. It was pretty cool. It's nice to see people starting to use it, and certainly does buy some time, I imagine, against aggressive stuff if they're facing that. It's kind of like Lyra Dawnbringer, some of the big heavy-hitting angels, which might also be in the mix as well. Stuff with lifelink, stuff that is an actual body. Ooh, I do like Topiary. Question becomes, the only thing that can stop Carnage Tyrant is the Hall of the Storm Giants. Don't want to trade with Hall of the Storm Giants to get a good chance of something big next turn. Do I want to wait until they don't have enough for Hall of the Storm Giants? That is the question. Let me think. It would force them to use Hall of the Storm Giants. So let's do it. I still have Topiary Stomper. Remove this, and don't have to worry. Well, they have another one. We'll get some big heavy hitters. If I get a shifting, that's going to fly right past. Regal's Carousel is not going to block. They'll probably play something that removes the chance of Hall of the Storm Giants this turn. Teferi. Okay. Interesting. Shifting T-Rex, Regis or Alpha. Let's go. Ooh. Well, that's not Regis or Alpha. However, Thunderherd Migration would be nice to shuffle everything. We don't need the Topiary Stomper that is coming up or was coming up. So we send it hopefully far away. Then we get a big heavy hitter after shuffling the deck there. Ooh. Wandering Emperor is going to be painful. Don't imagine they would attack for 3. Yeah. They want to play it safe. Tyrannosaurus Rex, let's go. Ooh, shifting. Well, that's alright. You know. If they can't deal with it, it's going to be very good for us. I hope. Maybe they have white-based removal or something. I have considered Storm the Festival. Yes, yes. Maybe coming up sometime I'll do that. Free Dinos. I got to do the next installment of free-to-play Dinos at some point. Yeah. It's still nice just taking out these 2 bodies. Happy with that. Hopefully things work out. Yeah, oh, I gotta tweak a Storm the Festival list at some point here. Maybe tomorrow night. Probably tomorrow night is going to be the next free Dinos with the King of Dinos account. Have to figure out the password. It's been a while. I tried to actually enter my password for the account and I just couldn't quite remember. It's King of Dinos Master Lord or something. It's a hodgepodge of words with spaces and numbers. Yeah. If I can't remember it, you guys definitely won't. Hopefully I get something that isn't a land. Certainly seen a lot of big heavy hitters. Lost a lot of heavy hitters. But no Tyrannosaurus Rex yet. Goodness, getting close to halfway through the deck. It's got to be coming up at some point. But we still have to contend with all of the Storm Giants, though. I'll probably just sit back, relax, and keep making tokens, keep drawing extra cards, and... Oh, they're setting up with the Shark Typhoon. Tyrannosaurus Rex coming in to be the Typhoon. Here. Hopefully. Well, that's not T-Rex. I'll wait and see what I draw next turn. Even with 22 lands, you just don't see the stuff you want. Nuts. Oh, yes, 100% Nox. I've done that in the past. Every now and then. I like to not have card draw. I got Ripjaw on the sideboard, but a Planeswalker with card advantage. Vivian Reed, of course. Her +1, +2. No, I think it's +1. Look at the top 4 cards. Choose a creature or land. Lovely stuff. The Immortal Sun is very nice, turning off Planeswalker's loyalty abilities and a shifting Regis or Alpha is not going to do the trick. But yeah, well, there's lots of options for that. And that might be, of course, a better thing than having the 3 Goreclaws and Ronus's Monument. Legendary, card draw, card advantage, whatever it is. Get that Immortal Sun, maybe a Planeswalker. Mix and match a little bit. See the big heavy hitters that I still seem to be able to play often enough. Yes, definitely a good game right there. You know what? Let's tweak it live. I'm bringing something that I have used in the past. Trim Goreclaw. Actually, I'm going to keep in Ronus's Monument. I'm going to get the Fierce Empath. I can never remember how to spell Fierce, so I just do Empath instead. Eventually. I've used it a few times, featured it a few nights, but this was actually before Tyrannix Rex was released, or spoiled even. So I think it could be even better. For 3, we get a body, and we search for Carnage Trench, Tyrannix Rex, or Ghalta. I think if the game has gone on long enough, there's a good chance we'll see it. If I have 2 Marauding Raptors out, boom. Fierce Empath now costs a single green. I don't really care if it dies, so for 1 green I might potentially get to draw any of these, and chances are I can play them, especially with the cost reduction of this. Ronus's Monument could reduce Fierce Empaths to 2. Lovely. But it's just an extra way to grab one of these guys. But again, Vivian Reed, I don't know. Actually, the Immortal Sun. I want the Immortal Sun. The Immortal Sun. Mortal. Oh my goodness. Should probably look at what I'm typing. We'll get there. The Immortal Sun. I have a small eBay account. I sell some of my paper cards. The first card that I ever sold on my eBay was the Immortal Sun for $17, something like that. It certainly has increased since then, but my oh my, this does the trick. Oh, I love it. I've done it a few times in the past. The most recent one I think was probably about 6 months ago, something like that. Yes, I do have an eBay. I've got eBay, TikTok, Instagram, a website, the Discord. Buy me a coffee. I'm drinking coffee right now. I got it all, and it's just going to keep getting better and better, and this is good stuff. But we're getting sidetracked a little bit. Things that are card advantage. Some things you might not want to see multiples of. Maybe you could have 2 Immortal Suns because it is so good. Vivian, though. This Vivian Reed. I want to try it again. Hopefully getting to her ultimate. -8, we get an emblem. Creatures you control get +2/+2, have vigilance, trample, and indestructible. It certainly feels like a pretty good way to bust a stall or something. We just get it. We always get a land or a creature extra each turn. Of course, you guys probably saw how fantastic Vivian Monster's Advocate was. Definitely, that would also be something good to consider. Yeah, Vivian Reed. We'll do that. All right. There it is. A little bit more card advantage still with that Ronus. Maybe keep in 1 copy of Goreclaw. So we've got Ronus's Monument, the Immortal Sun, Goreclaw, Vivian Reed. All stuff I don't want to see or can't see multiples of. But they all do similar things to help get some card advantage, power out the big stuff, do some good stuff. Alrighty. And we'll get her done. Exotic roller. Oh, Not quite. Not quite. Source of red, of course, would be nice. Again, I probably could increase it a touch. I've seen this happen, well, maybe a little bit too often, perhaps. Especially with a turn 2 source of red being, well, common. Twice as common as Thunderherd Migration. I only have one thing on turn 2 that requires green. We'll see. But again, I've been messed up by double mono-red sources. So it would have to be a dual land of some sort. Well, better-ish. Of course, Thunderherd Migration and Castle Garenbrig. As it sits right here, we get to both Carnage Tyrants, which is pretty good. Of course, I'm gonna... You know what? I'm gonna send one Karplusan Forest to the bottom. I have technically 3 with Thunderherd. I think there's a good chance I'm gonna get the next one that I need. If one Carnage Tyrant is good, well, 2 is even better. Maybe they make me sacrifice the one and they think they're feeling good. They don't have to worry about much. Now they still have to worry. Oh, we're facing Boros Convoke. Okay. I was actually thinking of talking about this a little bit. It's going to get bad this turn. They're going to play something big. Oh boy. Okay. I know what to do. Flame Sweep, 2 and a red, 2 damage to each creature would devastate them quite a bit. Yes, this is probably going to do it. Of course, Flame Sweep, wait till the Venerated Loxodon enters, and no, we can't win that. Okay. I've seen a lot of people talking about Boros Convoke being the new hot deck. It's the next Hogak. For all of you guys who know Hogak, the Risen King or whatever. That thing was painful. For Modern Horizons 1. It still gives me nightmares. Oko, Thief of Crowns, gives me more nightmares, but yeah, okay. Yeah, basically, for anybody that doesn't know this new deck of the minute, fantastic deck. Play lots of tokens in red and white colors. You play Venerated Loxodon. Venerated Loxodon, when it enters, put a 1/1 counter on each creature that convoked it. Cost 5, they tap 5 things. So Venerated Loxodon cost 0 after that. At least one of those things was white to meet the 1 white mana in its cost, and they just fire stuff out, and well, it doesn't seem that good. If I had the specific tech, of course I would shut it down easily. Boom. They play this, and then I sweep them, which Anger of the Gods tonight is going to do that, I hope. Probably going to mulligan pretty aggressively for it. The Immortal Sun? Trim that. Vivian Reed? Yes. Fierce Empath? Ronus's Monument? Well, does make Anger of the Gods cost less, and Anger of the Gods has to be in for this matchup. We'll get him, man. I've faced worse stuff than this. Field of the Damned. No, what is it? Yeah, Field of the Damned. If they have 7 lands, they make a zombie whenever a land enters the battlefield. Now, this certainly could be painful, problematic. They have lots of variations of really good turns. They play a bunch of small stuff, tokens, and regular creatures, and they still do their thing. Now, I want to try for Anger of the Gods. Oh, there it is. Anger of the Gods. Fantastic stuff. I may hold off on Huntmaster here, just because, well, it's not going to power out Regis or Alpha on turn 3. Yeah, that's good. Send Tyrannix Rex to the bottom for sure. Alright, we got a chance. Smoke them. Oh. Not surprised. Possibly Gleeful Demolition next turn. However, I'm actually going to try for Huntmaster. If they haven't done a lot of stuff, Maybe I don't need to go Anger of the Gods this turn, but I expect I probably will. Especially if it is Gleeful Demolition. Oh, it is. It is. Okay. Nothing much you can do with that. Alrighty. Oh, I played the forest. Well, we're not dead yet. Yeah, nuts. It is quite the combo. Okay, I had a thing, but well, I didn't have the most fun, sadly. But yeah, I played the forest instead of Karplusan Forest, which would have got me the second source of red, so done for. Huntmaster is yeah, not gonna do it. Yeah, turn well, they played the Venerated Loxodon for 2, so you can see how absolutely gross this is. A new one, but it is going to be taken down a notch, 100%. I think it's got to be Flame Sweep. I was thinking I might face this tonight, so I'm at least happy that I featured it for you guys. If you haven't faced it already, or of course you can use it because it is very nasty. Rampaging Frostodon. We'll take a second and talk about it. Rampaging Frostodon seems like it could be alright, but they barf so many little tokens. I might not have Rampaging Frostodon down early enough to ping them for each creature that enters the battlefield. I feel like it could just be too slow. You saw how much nasty stuff they did with 2 lands. It seems like Flame Sweep is probably good enough. I can wait until Venerated Loxodon enters the battlefield. That is a triggered ability, an enter the battlefield effect, so it would go on the stack. Before some of the stuff gets out of range of 2 damage, Inspector is 3 toughness, I can just take a pause, Flame Sweep, and get the job done. Boom. Then they're left with this, and maybe next turn they would have played another Venerated Loxodon or something else. They won't be able to do that, and that's probably going to grind most of what they've done to a halt. They've certainly done quite a bit. Could have another Gleeful Demolition, of course. They've got the Clue token that they can use for Gleeful Demolition's requirements. Destroy an artifact. If you control the artifact, you make some goblins. So either it's a Clue from the Thraben Inspector or Voldaren Epicure with the blood token. Flame Sweep it is. Possibly start off with Ripjaw Raptor as well, if they haven't done a whole lot. Yeah, that's alright. That's alright. This is not bad. This is not bad. Oko was worse. Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath, was worse. This is this is nothing. I've faced painful stuff before and I have prevailed. I have to adapt sometimes if it becomes popular. We'll see if Boros Convoke does stick around. I think it will because it's lovely. People will get used to it though. However, we'll look at stuff that can bring the pain. Stuff that I've dealt with. Field of the Dead, yes, it was on the tip of my tongue. That was also very scary stuff. Certainly it took him a while to get to 7 lands. I could get Rampaging Frostodon out. I would lock him out of making zombie tokens, but it was painful. Kind of reminds me of Boros Convoke a little bit. Eventually, they just get a bunch of small stuff and just overwhelm, sadly. This was banned, of course, and happy with that. But I still had a pretty good win rate against it when it was a thing. Yeah, no. Okay. A little bit of tweaking here, because I think that's not going to be the last time that we face it. Anger of the Gods. Gotta go. I'm almost tempted to start off with Flame Sweep. No. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. At least I'll bring it in so I can do something on their turn and then do some more good stuff when it comes around to me, because Flame Sweep, of course, is instant speed interaction. Flame, yeah. And of course I have Ripjaw Raptor, which, you know, sometimes is going to get us a little bit of extra value, as always, when it pings. Boros Convoke does the trick. Possibly something that has all their creatures enter the battlefield tapped. They wouldn't be able to convoke nearly as well. And it might hold them off from casting that costly thing, which they cast the Loxodon cost 5 with 2 lands out. If we could stop them from doing that, it would be nice. However, this hand is certainly too slow. I would expect something for 3 or 2. I think it is too slow. Oh, that is worse. Okay, I should have kept the first one. Okay, there we go. We got something. All right. Mono Green Devotion. This is going to be a little bit too slow against them, but at least it is Marauding. And we will get to Regisaur Alpha if it is Mono Green. Okay, good. Good. Polychronos? Eh. Not the best thing in the world. We will threaten it next turn with Marauding Raptor when it gets to 6 power. I hope. Maybe they have something that can fight. Okay, okay, they don't. Good. Sword of Forge. They're starting off with Sword of Forge Frontier. My goodness. That is crazy. However, I've got better aggression here. Hey, attack me next turn. You're not going to kill me. And I'll probably kill them. Oh, good. Taking out a Llanowar Elves. That's what I want. Hopefully Galta next turn. I think there's a decent chance. Interesting. Well, they don't have enough to stop Galta, so that's where it's at. Boom. Hopefully Tranix Rex next turn. Ouch. Shifting's not going to cut it. Yeah, I don't think we're busting through with the Sword of Forge and Frontier. That's odd stuff to face. It's just going to get worse and worse. We can't take out Elder Gargoth, so we got to lose Galta this way just to take out Polychronos. Don't want them to flip it. Yeah. Done for. Can't block the Elder Gargoth, but that was... no one starts out with Sword of Fortune Frontier, I must say. That could be something I start out with. It is card advantage. Helps us out against, of course, Mono Green Devotion. I don't think I've ever done that quite yet. I've tried it here and there, a little bit in the sideboard, possibly against Mono Green, sometimes the Acrone War. Yeah. Maybe. It is a pretty fantastic artifact, I must say. But we're going to be destroying with the Tranquil Frillback. I imagine maybe they split it up a little bit. They start off with a few, then a few in the sideboard, so no siree. Vivian Reed, can destroy it. Tranquil Throwback, destroy it. That's where it's at. Okay. Here goes nothing. Excuse me. Oh, at least I didn't have to mulligan 2 times. This is good. Very good. Not so good seeing 2 Tranix Rexes. A little bit unfortunate. We'll still get there. Gonna try for Marauding, just hoping that we get the 4th land next turn for Regis or Alpha. Well, Dynamite is probably all over now, unfortunately. They got good interaction. That's too bad. Nope. Not coming back from that. No siree. Yeah. A little bit more painful tonight than other nights. Can't always be good though. Sometimes it just won't work out. Time is, when did I start? Oh, it's only been an hour. Okay, well, there is much more action to come. Yeah, it was nice, at least to see Sword of Forge and Frontier. Reignites my interest in it. Piques my interest. There's a couple spots, though, switching back and forth. For the most part, everything often stays the same. I like to get different spins on it, get different changes on the book so I can look back on it, consider why I might like it, why I might not, what worked against what. Just keep trying out different stuff. 22 lands, 23 lands. This amount of cost reduction, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less. Certainly 3 Huntmasters is pretty unlucky. Well, that's better. Phew. Good stuff. Alrighty. Maybe Rakdos Sacrifice. Seeing Jengatha. Could be Jund, could be Boros Convoke, maybe. I definitely think Boros Convoke would be more common than Angels. Again, Celestia Angels. I still have not faced it for days. I don't think I played quite 100 matches since then, but it's been quite a bit. Indeed. I'll try for Huntmaster. Maybe it dies to a Obliterating Bolt, unfortunately. Or Stomp. We'll see. Something's killing it. Okay. Gruul Vehicles. Very interesting. We're facing kind of similar-ish decks. Huh. Yeah, you just never know. Next one's going to be Angels coming up. Probably. At least we get to turn on Topiary Stomper eventually, and hope they don't have another Obliterating Bolt for shifting Ceratops, but getting a little bit flooded, sadly. Oof. Well, I still would get to take out a Reckless Stormseeker. They're not going to attack with... I guess they would attack with the one that is 4 power to threaten shifting Ceratops. I think I might take it out. Let's do it. I think there's a good chance I draw another land next turn. Nothing you can do. I mean, we can play the Immortal Sun, but it is... well, maybe we can make something happen. I'll try it, at least. Gotta hit him for 5, and I have a 5/5 that can block. We might not quite be dead. We'll see. They could have a Braid to destroy the Immortal Sun. Also not so great. Might buy enough time. Maybe Regis or Alpha coming down next turn. Definitely Regis or Alpha would be nice, just to increase the number of bodies and help us survive being at 8, staring down these two things. Imagine they probably still have it somehow. Obliterating Bolt on Topiary Stomper to make it almost dead, and they'll have certainly enough trample damage to finish us off. Interesting. Maybe they just want me to concede because they figure they've got us. Okay. Maybe making that Llanowar Elf big and hasty. Okay, well, that's alright. Not dead yet. Carnage Taunt. Very good stuff. Oh, and Otepic Huntmaster. Could I get the job done with this plus Carny T? I don't think so. Of course, I'll still attack with Topiary Stomper. Two things would have to block, and I would like to take somebody out. I don't want to take 5 again. I don't think. 5 for free. Good stuff. The beauty of Vigilance. And I played 2 things, which turns off the Stormseeker here and makes it certainly a lot less painful. Huntmaster being a 2/3 is pretty sweet indeed. Threatens things a little bit more. Saves us a little bit of pain. Certainly the opponent is starved with lands. They got a little bit mana screwed. I got a little bit flooded, but the Immortal Sun is proving its worth. That's for sure. Maybe they have a Planeswalker in hand, and now that I've played the Immortal Sun, it's dead and done for. Well, that was easy enough. Yeah, well, that's... tried our best, got flooded, got something happening, but it wasn't fast enough, unfortunately. However, Ripjaw Raptor, Domri Anarchobolus, 100%. That's what's happening. Trim the Fierce Empath. Vivian Reed, we gotta trim something somewhere. Maybe Anger of the Gods would be more preferable. I kind of feel like it would. Taking out all the Reckless Stormseekers, the Elves. Yeah, I don't know. Let's do it. Not Anger of the Gods. That's what I originally started with. Still dumb. All right. Switch Ripjaw Raptor and Shifting Ceratops. Of course, they aren't blue at all. So that makes sense. Definitely Ripjaw is a lot better against this opponent. Shifting, being 4 toughness, dying to Obliterating Bolt does feel pretty bad, I must say. Ripjaw, at least they would maybe have to double up on removal. Phew. Okay, we got something. Certainly send one Domri to the bottom and hope Marauding survives. But still, there's a good chance we get another thing for 2, another land. Yeah. Someday. Okay, the Immortal Sun, seeing it again, the only copy in the deck. That's pretty cool. Hopefully we get there. I mean, hopefully Marauding lives. No Obliterating Bolt. Oh, nuts. I jinxed myself. Obliterating Bolt. And they looked at it. They're doing something to it. A Braid or that. Probably. Okay, that's good. We at least get Topiary next turn. If I get a 3rd land, I can fight the Stormseeker, take it out with Marauding Raptor, and that's going to feel extra good. Not the case, I still get to keep up the nice aggression with Marauding. I'm not going to be blocking with Marauding Raptor next turn anyways, so take advantage of this, do a bit of damage. That's good. And Marauding might die to removal this turn as well, and I wouldn't have dealt 4 damage to the opponent. But at the very least, we take out Stormseeker next turn. Oh, they're going to attack with a Mutavault. Very interesting indeed. There's the bolts. Okay. Stormseeker going down though. Too bad I didn't see a Ripjaw Raptor yet. Ooh. Certainly, Domri is dead this turn. To what? I don't know. Either it's the Mutavaults, the Llanowar Elves, or Stomp from Bone Crusher Giant. I don't see any reason they would let it live. That would only be very bad for them. We got a bunch of stuff in hand, so I imagine they'd assume... No. Okay, there it is. There it is. That's all right. Oh, good. I was hoping for this. Huntmaster plus another Topiary Stomper. Beautiful stuff. Possibly the Immortal Sun next turn, although we still can't use Topiaries to block. But definitely Regis or Alpha. That's going to buy us a bit of time. Or they could just have Embercleave, something like that. Definitely. Or they just have another Stomp, of course. That would do it. Yeah, no. Didn't turn on the topiary stompers fast enough, sadly. It is what it is. All right. What's it going to be next? I don't know. I certainly have. It's been a lot of different stuff tonight, I must say. The new Boros Convoke, mono green, starting off with Sword of Forge and Frontier, Dimir Rogues, Bant Control, or it might have been 4-color control. I think I saw green, white, blue, and black. Yeah, well, lots of stuff, lots of stuff. Sometimes you can't cover every angle. Of course, I could disperse the sideboard, have a few different things, as sometimes I've done. But I just love Tranquil Fruitback. I think that's versatile enough to bring the pain against enough stuff, and certainly Thunderherd Migration is going to do the trick. That's definitely a keeper in my books. Getting to Regis or Alpha a turn sooner. Hopefully Castle Garenbrig mixed in here somewhere. Certainly Thunderherd Migration, because, again, Huntmaster, not going to do much. We'll get ahead permanently with that. And I imagine Huntmaster probably would have gone down. Definitely. Yeah, we get Carnage turn next turn or Regis or Alpha. They don't have a counter or removal for instant speed, so it could be lights out right here, right now. Oh boy. Yeah, it's dead. Oh, Field of Ruin. Doesn't change a thing. And they're tapped out, so I know I can safely go Regis or Alpha, which is quite fantastic. Love it. Oh, and okay. Yeah, Regisaur it is, especially because Huntmaster, give it haste, do as much damage as possible. If Regisaur Alpha is still sticking around next turn, that would be good. I imagine they'll have a sweeper this turn, which, you know, hey, there it is. Draw out the sweeper and play a thing that, well, it's going to be bad. It is nice seeing the Fierce Empath. I imagine that's going to grab Tranix Rex. They have to have another sweeper this turn, or else it's going pretty bad for them. Good. We at least hit him for 7. Or we kill him with T-Rex. Or take him to 1 with Shifting Ceratops. A lot of painful combinations about to happen. You know what? Let's do... Actually, hold on a second. Use up the mountain for Castle Garenbrig's ability. Use this. If it lands, if they don't counter it, I can grab Galta and play her. Or I just grab Tranix Rex. What am I thinking? Set up for next turn. Boom. If they sweep next turn, they'd still die to T-Rex. They can't target Carnage. What are they going to do? They're in a lose-lose situation pretty much. Are they dead? Hey, Tobias, well, that's all right. You missed a lot of pain, I must say. I died a lot. Not good situations. Painful. Trying to move through things a little bit quicker as well. Realizing when it's a losing battle. Good. There we are. Well, Tobias, you joined at the right time. As we've all seen in the past, likely, I imagine you guys have seen in the past, that we kill him. But definitely, I must say, it was nice. Fierce Empath is like a 5th Tranix Rex. If I can play it and I have Carnage turned out, boom, I hit him with this, use this to grab this. They know it's going to happen next turn. They can't sweep because they just get hit by that and still die. Just, well, yeah. So this was kind of sandwiched. I started off winning, won the first game, I think. Then I lost a bunch right in the middle. Painful. And I beat him there. I haven't won yet, of course, but that was a good showing. Ooh, a situation on the train to the airport. That does not sound good. Not at all. Yeah, going for about another 40 minutes here or so. Roughly around midnight my time. Of course, it is different for you, but I think I'll keep it as is. The Immortal Sun would be nice, I must say. Possibly getting to turn off Teferi. Of course, I do turn off my own Vivian, so I'll have to tweak that. It hurts myself, some of my cards a little bit. So maybe if I use Immortal Sun, maybe I just don't do Planeswalkers in the 75, the main board or the sideboard, and oof. Darn. That's a scary hand. Scary bad. Also not so good. No source of red. One more. Okay, we got to something. Definitely send the costliest things to the bottom. I had to send 2 things to the bottom, and I just wanted to play it safe for sure. All right. Good stuff. Yeah, another 40-50 minutes. Try to keep it at about 2 hours. When I started doing live streams, they were usually just 1 hour, and that wasn't enough time for me. I wanted to do more. You guys watching my first streams wanted to see more, so I was definitely happy to oblige. Certainly because I love doing it. I wouldn't do it if I didn't love it. Hopefully, Marauding doesn't get countered. I think it will. At the very least, I still would get to go Topiary Stomper, so it's not a total loss. They're weighing their options, counter or don't. They saw a lot of stuff that can't be countered, so they're thinking, I don't want this to happen. Oh, good stuff. Okay. Beautiful. That's going to be nice. Maybe they have something mono-white based to deal with shifting Ceratops, but I feel like we'll at least get a hit off with it. Maybe they sweep next turn. Okay, good stuff. Scry, 0 top 2 bottom, because they're digging for the sweeper. Or they put a land on top. One top, one bottom. Okay. No sweep. I won't be able to attack with Topiary Stomper next turn, but I still... Oh! Good. The only land they could play is a Triome, tapped. So I got a little bit of time. However, Topiary Stomper, we'll try for that. Get ahead in the lands, be able to cast Carnage Chant potentially next turn off of this Karplusan Forest, getting to 6 lands. And maybe, again, everything still is sticking around in some weird way. That'd be pretty sweet. Okay, so they don't have a sweeper. Very interesting stuff. Of course, I didn't see Leyline Binding or anything of that mix. But they could still have a sweeper here. They just didn't want to take 5, and they wanted to get rid of something painful. Maybe Tranquil Throwback. Oh, well, that's pretty good too. That's also good. Can't counter, can't target it. They might have something removal for 2, but they'd spend 2 and still not be able to take it out. Castle Ardenvale, I imagine, would maybe block Marauding, but maybe they have Settle the Wreckage. They're looking at Topiary Stomper, thinking, oh, I'm going to do something to that. Wandering Emperor, good stuff. Only exiling Marauding Raptor here, which is quite lovely. That's alright. Sneak through a little bit more damage with Huntmaster and make him do something this turn, or die. Beautiful. Caught between a rock and a hard place. That's how I like it. At least against control. Oh! Okay, okay. Again, we know what this variation of dinos is good against. 100%. I just gotta brush up on the more aggressive stuff. Mono green stompy, a little bit of aggro. A natural control killer indeed. Definitely. Beautiful. Hopefully another control matchup coming up. Azorius, man. That would be nice. One night, all I face is control. Dimir, Azorius, Jeskai, Esper. Yeah, I like it. And I definitely like the Immortal Sun. Gonna use that a bunch more. Get a good feel for it. Maybe 2 copies, but again, you really don't want to see a second one, so maybe the Great Hench, 1 copy, the Immortal Sun, 1 copy, a bunch of legendary things that provide card advantage and do a bunch of other good stuff as well. Legendary artifact card advantage. Yeah. This, I don't like the looks of it. Nothing for 3 or 2. There's definitely enough that I would expect to see it. Gonna keep it though. It certainly could be a lot worse. There's a very good chance that I see something cheap by turn 2 or turn 3. However, Krug the Macro Sage 5 color Fires of Invention Enigmatic Incarnation is coming up. And what did I just say? Boom. It's going to be rough though. I don't have Back to Nature, destroying all enchantments at instant speed, unfortunately. No Leyline Binding yet. They only have 3 different types of lands with the 2 Savai Triomes there. We get Topiary Stomper next turn no matter what, whether Huntmaster goes down or not, and we'll be well on our way to Carnage turn. Oh, Vivian Reed, hey. That does destroy an enchantment. I forgot about her, just because I don't use her so much. But Vivian Reed next turn, that'd be pretty good. Maybe they Leyline Binding Topiary Stomper. They don't. Okay, okay, I know what I want to do. Maybe. Vivian Reed would almost go down next turn if I do the +1. I think I'd rather Carnage turn, or Marauding Raptor and Fierce Empaths. Get Galta. Can play Galta with the lands I have. Hopefully, Marauding sticks around. At the very least, I would get to go Carnage turn next turn. That would be nice. Or just Vivian Reed to get back Marauding, possibly Topiary Stomper. I would play my 6th land that's in my hand, and then Topiary would re-enter, and Fires of Invention is going down. Okay, okie dokie. Oh, double Fires of Invention. That is, no, that's not right. I'll use that mountain for shifting. Shifting in Galta it is. And I still have 1 left over to give Shifting Haste, which I am definitely doing. Get rid of that Bone Crusher Giant. Whatever he wants to block, I'm happy. Again, make use of Marauding Raptor. I'd want to attack with Marauding anyways, but if I attacked with just Marauding, Bone Crusher would trade with it. This way, I get a good chunk of damage through, especially if they sweep us next turn or something. Pretty much has to be a sweeper right now. That's not too bad. Ruga will draw him a bunch of cards. However, they have played 2 things this turn, so they can't likely do anything else. There are a couple enchantments that have a channel effect, which isn't actually casting a spell. So they could temporarily get rid of Galta. Touch the Spirit Realm, I believe it is. Vivian Reed. That's +1. Taking out 1 Fires of Invention is not going to do a whole lot. Of course, if they only had 1 Fires of Invention, I would drop them. Yeah, Franix Vex, for sure. Hit him with everything. Ooh. Maybe they think I have something else scary in my hand. Of course, Tamer Battle Rage, as some of you guys are using. Tobias, I see you like using Tamer Battle Rage. Right now I could cast it on Galta. Man, that would be devastating. Down to 4. We get Tyrannosaurus Rex next turn, no matter what. I've got 7 lands, Carnage Taunt, all their creatures are gone, so Vivian Reed is going to happen. They have to do something to Galta or they're dead. If they sweep with a Supreme Verdict, yeah, we still get a dig for something, an extra card a turn. That is nice. That is not so nice with the Enigmatic Incarnation. Oof. Enigmatic Incarnation going to sacrifice the Leyline Binding. Getting an Agent of Treachery, potentially, to steal the Galta that re-enters the battlefield on our side. I believe it's going to be Agent of Treachery or Titan of Industry. And Galta re-enters untapped, so they can use Galta to block. That's painful. It's got to be a Leyline Binding. Maybe not. Interesting. So they have something that can get rid of Vivian, because I can use her ability to destroy Leyline Binding and do some good stuff. Oh yes, a very good surprise. Yeah, settle the wreckage 100%. Oof, Tolsimir. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Okay, well, Leyline Binding to get Galta, I guess. Yeah. Trying to X, both those things, maybe both those things won't block. Either way, aggression, go time. If they have a sweeper, Carnage Tyrant happens. Possibly Marauding Raptor plus Carnage Tyrant. Hopefully it's not Supreme Verdict. Imagine if they don't get another enchantment out here, they probably won't sacrifice their second Fires of Invention. Ooh. They can target T-Rex. Which is a painful thing, of course. If they're casting something for free, they certainly have enough for the Ward 4 cost. Interesting. If I get something hasty next turn, I could kill him. If Tolsimir wants to take out Vivian Reed and leave themselves potentially open completely. Not the Pioneer budget one, Evan. I was trying to do a free-to-play Dinos, King of Dinos, but I couldn't quite remember my password before I was starting tonight, so I just wanted to do one that was featuring Goreclaw, even though I did some live deck tweaking. Oh boy. Another T-Rex. Let's go. Well, that's not another T-Rex. At least I do have a 3/3. Yeah. Marauding. Carnage turned. You can't target that with Leyline Binding. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I want to try out that Pioneer budget list, the $83 one. As of recording, still probably basically $83 or quite a bit cheaper. If you can take your time buying a deck in paper, you find the cheapest price of... Oh, they got a Huntmaster. But yeah, if time isn't of the essence, you could get a deck pretty cheap if you've got the patience. Well, we're not dead yet, but probably. Almost. Man, Tamer Battle Rage. That would do the trick here. Well, I'm certainly not attacking. Castle Garenbrig is not going to win us. That's an unwinnable situation. They have enough lands. They can almost flip a tally. Yeah, no. Can't beat that. Atraxa would trade with Carnage Tyrant, or a tally would trade, and yeah, that's alright. Yes, yes. Oh, so close. So close so far. But I'm definitely nuts. Rampage and Frost
tough stuff.
would have chipped away quite nicely, finishing him off. Just that touch. Of course, you can't have everything in at the right time. You might not have it in the 75 whatsoever. You might not see it. You might have one or two copies, and you're like, oh, let's see it. Let's see it. And you don't see it. You might have 4 Tyrannix Rexes and 4 Carnage Tyrants, and you're a quarter of the way through the deck, and you still might not have seen a copy of either one, which is very, very unfortunate. Yeah, Tranquil Throwback. What am I thinking? I don't want to forget that. You know what? Get rid of Galta. I think that's a bit of a liability. Easy to steal with Leyline Binding. I don't have to jump through any hoops paying an extra 4, or with Carnage Tyrant Hexproof, they can't steal it. Yes, I did get the new Atali Heaven, the Tranquil Throwback that I brought in to destroy the opponent's enchantments. And what else? Speaking of Tranquil Throwback, and a fantastic hand to boot. Wow. That is where it's at. Yeah. Couldn't ask for much better against this deck. Oh, and a Topiary Stomper. We're getting spoiled here. Nothing too much knocks. I beat Jeskai Control 2-0, as is often the case against control-based decks with Tyrannix Rex and Carnage Tyrant and all that lovely stuff. Topiary Stomper, again, they don't have any counter spells that I can think of. It is all enchantments pretty much. But yeah, it was pretty rough. Dancing Dinosaur from I would be interested in that. Yeah, that certainly wouldn't have a copyright. But hey, they wasted a stomp with Bone Crusher Giant. Topiary Stomper, we were quite a ways away still from turning it on. You know what? Regisaur Alpha. They don't have Leyline Binding. They don't have a source of white. Maybe they have another stomp from a Bone Crusher. Taking out Regisaur Alpha here, sadly. They do. Worth a risk? Hey, I still hit them for 6, and they're already down to 8. That is pretty great. They sealed their fate. Or I guess the algorithm did. Or the shuffling. They got mana screwed. Worth it. Worth it. Alright. I didn't even have to play Tranquil Frillback, so they don't know we have the possibility to destroy enchantments even better than just the single copy of Vivian Reed. So I like that. They didn't see the tech that is hopefully going to bring them pain. Alright, good stuff. I look forward to it. 1914. Man, that is old. Oh yes, 100%. It's good, it's good. Anytime they use removal on an early Topiary Stomper while we're still well away from 7 lands, you gotta love it. Maybe I could have a bunch of lands in my hand. Usually that's not the case. Of course, they can get rid of Ronus's Monument, I believe. Leyline Binding can exile any non-land permanent, which Ronus's is. However, yeah, we'll give it a shot. Hopefully they don't have it. Leyline Binding. Not. Okay, that is good. They could have played Leyline Binding for, well, touch the Spear Realm. That's what they're doing. Hey, it's one less thing. I'm going to go with Shifting Ceratops just because I will still get Carnage Chart next turn with this Castle Garenbrig. That's going to be lovely. Ooh. Darn. Both. Yeah. Just go with Carney T. I was thinking maybe Hasty Shifting Ceratops, but next turn I can go Marauding plus Shifting and give Shifting Haste. With a total of 6 mana. 1 source of red. Oh, where is that Tranquil Frillback when you need it? Imagine the Goblin token is going to block Shifting Ceratops. Maybe. You know what? I'll hold off with Shifting. Wait till it gets healthier. If I could have given Shifting Ceratops Trample, maybe I would have done that. And potentially I could have if I had done Castle Garenbrig to make a bunch of green. Yeah. Still leave myself with a source of red for Marauding. Playing that for 2. Shifting for 3. And then Shifting's ability twice. For a total of 7. Yeah, which I could have. Yeah. Shifting still would have died. I would have got through 3 more damage, which may or may not have been good. Where's that Frillback? Let's see it. Drawing a whole bunch of stuff with Karuga, unfortunately. We got maybe another turn. Until they pop off with Kenris. Oh boy. I would say let's see Embercleave on Carnage turn, but Embercleave is not in the list. Tranquil Frillback. You can do it. Regisaur Alpha, it is something. Certainly Thunderherd Migration. Reveal the Alpha. I'm going to play it anyway, so might as well get a little bit ahead in the land department. Increase the chances of seeing something that isn't a land next turn, since I did pull one out. I don't think this would be enough to get the job done, but you never know. Imagine Kenrith is going to block Shifting Ceratops. Slap a counter on itself to get it to a 6/6. Karuga can't block Shifting, which is quite nice, so maybe Shifting will just get through. Possibly. I have to do as much as possible this turn, or else. We'll just get away from us next turn. Oh, a Twara. Interesting. They could have used it on Shifting Ceratops. Atwar, the Soaring City, it looks like it's blue, and you can't target something with protection from blue, but that is not the case. You can still do it. It's not actually blue colored. Just blue themed. Down to 5. Oh boy. I imagine Kenworth actually is probably gonna get back Carnage Tyrant. Come to think of it. Yeah. Either way. Back to Nature certainly does the trick. Certainly would have done the trick. Man, I missed that thing. It's been pretty much a different deck every match tonight. Nice silver lining, I must say. Clever imposter. Oh boy. Nuts. I gotta be getting back Carnage Tyrant. Well, that does it as well. They could have gotten back Carnage Tyrant and copied it. I think maybe they can only return from a graveyard. Yeah, and they could have got it back. Well, a forest certainly does not do the trick. We definitely would have been dead next turn, or mostly dead, or not able to recover, unfortunately. Yeah. Sometimes you just draw a bunch of lands and you don't quite get there, even though you do some good stuff. 2 Back to Natures, maybe, just because it is so devastating against this deck. Actually, no, I think the match I was trying to remember that I played against was Rakdos. Hard to say. It certainly has been nice moving through him through quite a few tonight, even though they haven't certainly been all good. Egg rolls. What's that going to be? Your guess is as good as mine. Ooh, that hand could be. But, oof, okay. Castle Garenbrig always entering tapped. Unfortunately, no forest yet to make it enter untapped. But we'll still send Galta to the bottom, a bunch of lands. Reasonable chance to get to Regis or Alpha. Oh, another 5-color Fires of Invention with Kruga. Interesting. They love the exile. They certainly do, Nox, I must say. Hey, there we go. We got something. Jeskai Control. No, what is it? Yeah, okay. Back-to-back 5-color fires. Or Jeskai fires. Something like that. Huh. At least to get Regis or Alpha. I imagine they have a counter spell or more enchantments, of course. There's the binding. Nuts. They still get a token. Hey, that's not nothing. Exciting stuff. Woo. We're going to kill him with it. Watch out. We're not going to kill him with it. So they bounce it. And we don't get the token back, of course. It just disappears and there's nothing you can do. However, it's Tyrannix Rex time. Smack him. Hope they don't have a sweeper. If they have a sweeper, boom. We get Regis or Alpha, maybe safely. Heliod, well, that's not so bad. Shifting Ceratops to threaten Heliod, I like that. Actually, yeah. Huntmaster, shifting. Shifting reduced to 3, meaning I get 1 green left over. Give it haste. Hit him. Trample not really doing a whole lot. I would only get 1 extra damage through. Oh man, I love T-Rex. If they sweep, we take them down to 1 perhaps. Boom. There it is. There it is. Victor, Tobias, Nox. Anybody else watching right now or later on, that's the ultimate power of this thing. 100%. But it is hard. You got a fine line, I must say. You get Tyrannosaurus Rex down early enough. It's better than Carnage Tyrant because they don't have quite enough to pay the Ward 4 cost. But then sometimes Carnage Tyrant is going to be better. Maybe a few turns later. The opponent has 6 mana. They have removal for 2, then 4 left over to pay the Ward 4 cost, and Tyrannosaurus Rex is done for. But this, if it can enter with haste and you hit them, also good. But still, packaging both, boom, big, scary dinos. Does the trick. Alright, revenge against something that is heavily enchantment based with the exile. Nox, I think you were... Well, maybe you were the good luck charm. You said they love exile, and then I brought the pain to something else that also likes to exile. Well, they like to exile, so Galta is... no, I don't want that. Fierce Empaths? Well... We gotta trim something somewhere for the frill back. Okay, good stuff. Happy to hear. Hopefully T-Rex proves itself again, though. Man, that guy. And of course, if you can get Castle Garenbreak, I think it's just the bee's knees. You get Carnage a turn sooner, you get T-Rex a turn sooner, you make 6 green, and potentially, with the 6 green, you cast 2 Topiary Stompers in a single turn, getting you to 7 lands. You got some Vigilance stuff. Definitely. Oh. Sometimes I might move away from Castle Garenbrig if and when I do lists that don't include Carnage Tyrant, or, oh, we gotta lock in. Okay, 61 dinos. Hopefully that locked in. I was having such a good time talking with you guys, as usual. I almost forgot. I hope. Cross your fingers, Tranquil Frillback is around. Sometimes it doesn't register if you go down to a couple seconds. Big Hasty is always fun. Always a good idea, usually. We saw a wide variety of stuff. However, they do have Leyline Binding for 2. They have 4 types of lands. You can't Leyline Binding a basic. Boom. Grab a forest, second source of green, Topiary Stomper next turn, and if they don't have a counter spell, there's not a whole lot they can do. They want to exile Topiary? Not a problem. Imagine Fabled Passage is probably going to become a island, perhaps. This Topiary gets us to 4. Next turn, if I still haven't drawn a 5th land, I still get to go Huntmaster for 2, and a second Topiary for 2. They have to wait until I cast Topiary Stomper that they could do something to Huntmaster, but by that point, I've already cast Topiary, I've already got the benefit of that cost reduction, which is very, very good. Cool. It's 1 less Leyline Binding. However, it could be Enigmatic Incarnation next turn, sacrificing Leyline Binding, getting the Agent of Treachery to start stealing our lands. Okay, it's not that. Huh. Interesting. Well, I certainly have enough Regis or Alphas. That is nice. You know what? Let's play it safe again. Huntmaster, Topiary, see if it draws out a second Leyline Binding that they might have in hand. Maybe they use the second binding on Topiary here. There it is. We drew out one more. I figured that there's not a whole lot they're going to do to us for one, other than binding. Boom. Alright, good stuff. Yes, hopefully you do, but yeah. Best wishes on your flight. Hopefully you get some snacks or something. Hopefully it's not too long. Yeah, we'll do Regis or Alpha. Definitely nice getting to Topiary Stomper. Threatening Omnath for sure. I gotta take 4. Crossing my fingers this Regis or Alpha is sticking around, because I might just go with the second one and really hit him for a ton of damage. Krug is going to get something painful. I just hope it's not Enigmatic Incarnation. Ooh. Fabled Passage with Omnath, of course. They're going to have a ton of lands with this basic that enters. Ton of mana, I should say. 4, 8, 9 in total. Nasty. The Agent of Treachery, as expected. Oh, we're not beating this. We can't bust through that stuff. Carnage Tyrant I can't attack with this turn, and they have enough that they can easily double block Carnage Tyrant. Tranquil Throwback, I mean, it could maybe get back a Topiary Stomper, but I mean, definitely Back to Nature is the thing against this. Man, let's see that T-Rex. Man, if I could see him every game, that'd be ideal. Start off with Thunderherd Migration every single game. Oh, beautiful. Maybe Thunderherd and Huntmaster. Thunderherd Migration, Huntmaster, and Topiary Stomper. At least Thunderherd Migration, always having the stable turn 2 play. Usually, of course, if they haven't Thought Seized. However, I haven't seen a whole lot of Thought Seized tonight, which is pretty positive as well. Oh, that is beautiful stuff. Speaking of Marauding and Huntmaster, a bunch of lands. Regis or Alpha, it's going to be pretty fast, of course. It certainly could be interrupted, as it has been with this match and the previous one. They mulliganed a bit, which is a positive. I'm certain Huntmaster is going down. Of course, I'll try, cross my fingers. If he lives and Marauding lives, then we don't. Okay. Oh, that's calm down. Stomper, Topiary Stomper instead. We get to, you know what, to Mountain. Just to get 2 sources of red, but I get to 5 lands, 5 mana for Regisaur next turn. And that might be very nice. Or Carnage Tyrant. Start hitting them and never have to worry about something targeting it or exiling it. Carnage Tyrant would probably be the best bet. Well, that's not Carnage Tyrant. I don't want to use Vivian Reed to just get back a Huntmaster. I might use her next turn to get back this Regisaur that is dealt with. Okay, well, safe. We Fires of Invention and Enigmatic Incarnation this turn, getting them. Oh, I think it is. Oh, it is. Okay, Agent of Treachery to steal Regisaur Alpha. Or land, but probably Regisaur Alpha. Gotta be. Traxa. Okay. That's pretty good. But Vivian Reed, we shoot a Traxa out of the sky. That is a good plus about her, I must say. I mean, 5 is very costly to destroy a creature with flying, but Vivian is still sticking around. Next turn, if she's still living, I can start to do the +1 and get a creature, a land, whatever it is. That is certainly what's about to happen. Okay. Oof. Elish Norn going to be a problem. Bunch of nasty stuff. The Immortal Sun I can't actually play. Possibly if I get it with Vivian's ability. No. Marauding in the Sun. Regis or Alpha next turn would be good. They can't play anything else because that was their 2 spells for the... Oh, okay, so they can play more things. Because they sacrificed it. Nuts. Right, good night, Nox, yes. Hopefully it goes well. Well, it doesn't seem to be the case, however. And we're not going to bust through a Kenrith. They're going to gain a bunch of life this turn. We'll see what Vivian Reed gets, though. Tranquil Throwback? Well... Nah. I can't quite do it, especially with them being at 12. That's not going to happen. Eh, that's alright. I had to get going anyways. Yeah, rough tonight. Some nights good, some nights bad. I'm always happy to try out stuff. Put it on the books, like I say. Tobias, hopefully all goes well. Nox, Victor, anybody else watching still? Or later on. Have a good rest of your time zone. A good morning, evening, afternoon. Whenever it is. And hopefully you feel a little bit less pain than I did tonight. Take a bite out of that like button as well if you haven't already. See you next time. Peace.